Good evening and aloha. Hey, we got it, yes. Welcome to this evening's concert, which is an interesting bookend on things. This is the last of our firsts. This is the last first of this concert in over 2 years. Last time this concert happened was in 2019. So welcome, thank you for being here with us for that. And it also is the first of this year's concerts for the Academy Music Program. And thank you again, as always, for your support of those not only on stage here, but for those that will start performing at a very rapid pace just within the next few weeks, as well as all of us faculty and support staff that help make all this happen. Thank you, all of you, for all of that. It's also a special evening because we rerouted the concert a little bit this morning. We're very sad to share that Dr. Carlson is not feeling well and is not here this evening. But in that absence, we have reorganized the concert in such a way and are going to share some other projects that this group has been working on, fast and furious and very early in the morning for the last few weeks as well. And so we're happy to share that with you. Before I introduce our concertmaster, I'd just like to remind you again, please silence your phone and turn it off if you're able. We are streaming this concert, so it will be available. The link may not be live when you go home, but it will be live soon thereafter, so you can go home and watch it to your heart's content on repeat. And again, thank you so much for being here, and it's my great pleasure to introduce Erica Cui, concertmaster, and Mr. Craig Young, our conductor for this evening. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Boy, this light's so bright I can't see outside. Thank you for coming tonight. We're looking forward to this concert. And before we start this concert, I'd like to just thank all of the Symphony members. They've been such a wonderful group of students to work with. It makes my BDF days something I anxiously wait to see every morning because I like to see them and I like to work with them. And they're such a positive group of students, and I'm very happy with what they're progressed for as far as they have done this year. So thank you so much, students, for a great 2 months. Our first selection is by a composer that's really not well known. His name is Joseph Boulogne de Chevalier Saint George. Now, he has an interesting background. Now, he is the son of a French plantation owner, and his mother was an African slave. And he lived on the island of Guadeloupe. And at the age of 7, his father brought him to Paris because he wanted him to be well educated. And he wanted him to have the best of everything. So one of the things he did was make sure he had all the best tutors and was taught the customs of how to handle himself as a gentleman in Paris. And as he grew, he was enrolled in a fencing academy, and he became well known as a fencer, not building fences. I mean, you're talking about swords. Okay, and he was a champion fencer, and he was well known throughout Europe. And he won so many contests that he was known as a chevalier. He got that that tag for himself, and he was that which means knight. And then when he was at the age of 23, he came on to us, was one of the Paris's leading orchestras, and came on stage with the first violins and started playing. And to everybody's surprise, they didn't know he did music as well. And music was his first love. And nobody knew he was studying music except those close in the music circles. And so he became well known as a virtuoso violinist, and he wrote many compositions, concertos for violins, symphonies, maybe one or two operas. And he was in the circle of people throughout Europe, and he got to know Mozart and Haydn very well. So a lot of his music was through their influence. He was known back then as the Black Mozart. Now, it might sound offensive today, but that was what he was known as in Europe in those days. And he was well known now, well known then as a virtuoso violinist and a fencer. So we're going to do a number that's very light, and it's nice, and it's fun, and so I hope you enjoy it. This is a piece by Joseph Boulogne de St. George. Students are going to sit in the audience at this time. Back in April, President Latham received an invitation from the Jungsan Foreign Affairs Bureau to collaborate in an online exchange with Sun Yat-sen Memorial Secondary School and the Jungsan Youth Philharmonic Orchestra. Now, with these two organizations, we had experience of meeting them and playing with them when we took our orchestra to China back in 2016. So we accepted their invitation to have this collaborative online project. And so I know a lot of the parents had to do a lot of running around to get this ready because they wanted this collaborative video done by September 16th. And so we had to get our tuxedos and we had to get the gowns ordered, everything so that we could do our video project. And so a lot of things were involved with this. We had to learn a whole bunch of new music, and we also had to, we got some hula dancers, and we had to make arrangements with the video productions to get the video done. So I'd like to acknowledge those who helped us and supported us. First of all, Dr. Latham for helping us with this, and Andrew Ryan, our video production specialist, Mrs. Lauren Williams, who was our hula specialist, and of course, Mrs. Helen Chalcasano and Mr. Michael Lippard, who also helped with this project immensely. So we're going to show you this video. This is the part that we sent to China. This is not the collaborative part yet, but this is the things that they wanted us to exchange some of the things that we can do. And so this is some of the music and dance that we featured in this video.
Aloha. My name is Dr. Michael Latham, president of Punahou School. Punahou is located in Honolulu, Hawaii, and we are pleased to help celebrate the 25th anniversary of the sister city relationship with Zhongshan, China, the birthplace of Dr. Sun Yat-sen. We have the distinct honor of having educated two world leaders at Punahou, with Dr. Sun Yat-sen and President Barack Obama among our school's alumni. Old School Hall, where Dr. Sun Yat-sen attended classes as a 17-year-old student, still stands today. When I walk on our green and verdant campus and I see the tamarind tree that sits at the center of our Academy Quad, I think of the deep roots that our cities share. When Dr. Sun Yat-sen returned to Zhongshan after his schooling in Honolulu, he planted a seed from the Punahou tamarind tree in front of his house. The tree flourished and served as a living reminder of the connection between our two cities, countries, and cultures. And just as both tamarind trees have seen a rebirth in their life cycles, I feel a deep responsibility and honor to sustain and celebrate these global connections. I am so pleased to present the talented students of our Punahou Symphony Orchestra under the direction of Director of Orchestras, Mr. Craig Young, in this beautiful music concert collaboration with the students of the Sun Yat-sen Memorial Secondary School and the Zhongshan Youth Philharmonic Orchestra. Mahalo and thank you for this meaningful collaborative tradition and legacy of connection through culture and the arts.
Aloha， 我叫 Maddie Hodge， 我是普纳河交响乐团的一名小提琴手，也是普纳河学校2023届的学生。我很荣幸地代表我的同学们，将我们最温暖的 Aloha 传达给所有的孙中山纪念中学的学生们和中山爱乐乐团的成员们。从过去以来，我们各自城市的学生们一直有机会面对面的互相拜访。我们很高兴今年还能通过网上音乐会合作共享音乐来庆祝唐香山与中山结为姐妹友好城市25周年。普纳河交响乐团是由高中9到12年级的58名学生所组成的。我们每堂管弦乐队课都会以演奏音乐来开始我们的一天。我们非常兴奋地与你们的交响乐团和合唱团一起学习，一起表演几首中国曲目，并且呈现一首夏威夷歌曲。曲名为《阿卡卡瀑布》。2016年拜访中山时，我们交响乐队当时也演奏过这首经典的古老夏威夷曲，深受大家的喜爱。它已成为我们的 Aloha 代表曲。衷心感谢我们能够通过友谊和音乐，长期地维持我们的文化交流。
That was a beautiful
video. That's the first time I've ever seen that, and it kind of brings tears to my eyes. And I'm so proud of you guys. You're just wonderful students. Okay, you can come back on stage. You have another piece to play. This last piece that we're going to play is called the St. Paul Suite. Gustav Holst wrote this in 1912. And it's called the St. Paul Suite because he taught at a girls' school in England called the St. Paul's Girls' School. And so when they constructed a brand new music wing, they dedicated it just to him so that he could do his music directions and as well as do his compositions. So one of the most famous compositions is this piece, which was inspired by British folk dances and folk tunes. And so I think the one that you would find most interesting would be the last movement would be the Dargeson. Dargeson is a folk dance, and then incorporated with this is the folk hymn Greensleeves. So we are going to do this piece, and then thank you again for being such a wonderful audience and coming out tonight.
you.